When we look at the rest of this writing, we look at the rest of the scriptures, we see that that is exactly what they did not do. And as a result, witchcraft was prevalent even in Israel. So much so that Dan is questioned about why he's not, the tribe of Dan, people question why the tribe of Dan isn't in Revelation. When God starts talking about the 12 tribes, He omits Dan. It makes you wonder, and you go, why on earth did He omit Dan? And then you go back and you see, well, Dan was left out because Dan was leading people astray. They lifted up their own God. They had their own priesthood. That tribe of Israelites who swore that they would serve God told Joshua, we will follow this God. And they turned their back on it. Why? Because they were enticed by a falsehood. And Halloween entices with a falsehood. That is why I don't agree with Halloween. That is why I don't partake in Halloween. That is why my boys don't dress up. Because I tell you what, if it's just for the candy, I will go buy a bag of candy for my kids. You know, and I realize kids like to play dress up. I do. And I want to be perfectly honest with you, because my boys have outfits in their rooms right now. They got a Spider-Man suit that's got muscles. They got a Superman cape and shirt, complete with Clark Kent glasses that you can... I'm Superman. They got all kinds of dress-up toys, and I tell you what, they come out all of a sudden, you're sitting there doing something one day, they've been playing and doing all this other stuff, and all of a sudden Spider-Man jumps out of the bedroom. You don't know where it come from. They just got the idea that one day they wanted to dress up like Spider-Man, so they jump out like Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man! Shh. Because in all honesty, it's not even the dressing up that I have an issue with. And I allow my kids to dress up from time to time. We do skits and plays in this church from time to time. But it is the center of what Halloween is that the Scripture speaks out against. Because all of these things are falsehoods. Attempts to reach at truth by any means other than God. Mm-hmm. If I look in the tea leaves, I can find the future. Well, you're going somewhere other than God for the truth. Well, if I put my hands on this board and I just close off my mind, the truth will be revealed to me. You're trying to attain the truth by a means other than God. Well, if I will just focus on the space around me, then the truth will be revealed. Lie. You're trying to get to it from a means other than God. Well, you know what? If I just try and make incantations, wrong. A means other than God. See, God says, I will not be mocked. I will be God or not at all in your life. There is to be nothing else. Nothing else lifted up above me. Nothing else greater than me. And in all honesty, when you think about it, how can you fear something when God is with you? Mm-hmm. Because the fact that you believe that God is real and that He has all power in heaven and earth kind of drives out the fear, doesn't it? And why on earth would the world want you to feel fear unless they wanted to make you feel like your God wasn't enough? God says that there is one thing on earth you're to fear. Him. You might say, well, David, this sounds like a double standard. No. Fear gives power. By having fear, you give power. Why do bullies run rampant on school grounds? Because they, through fear, have power. The person that fears them says, you're too big, you're too big. here's my lunch money. He gives them the power by fearing them. And every single time that kid would stand up, even if he got beat, that bully would quit messing with him. And why? Because he don't want to get hit again. He might have won, but he took a little beating in the process. In this passage of Scripture, we look at it, it says, avoid the wicked customs of the world that you are going into. Avoid them. Stay away from them. Don't even do those things. Don't even mention them. Get away from them. Because it will drag you down. And I tell you this right now. Halloween has the power to drag us down. It has the power to drag our kids down. To make them afraid of everything. And to make them want to go out and experiment in these things that are not godly and that are not right. We might say, I don't see any problem with it. They dress up, they have a little fun, and they get candy. Well, you know what? If that's all it was, I wouldn't have a problem with it either. If it was just dress up, have a little fun, and eat some candy, I'd be in the front of the line. I'd say, sign me up. What do I dress up as? Where's the candy? But that's not what it's all about. It's about death. It's about divination. It's about cursings. It is about all the things that the Bible speaks out against. And so, we cannot partake in it. That's why I think that we should do Halloween alternatives. That's why I try and put a lot into it, because I want the kids coming here instead of somewhere else. I want the kids coming here asking why David has a crown. I want the kids asking why David's carrying a sling. I want the kids asking, what's that handwriting on the wall mean? I want them asking that and not what's the latest legend on so-and-so. I want them seeking God and not the things of the world. I want them seeking God seeking truth through the avenue of God and through no other avenue in the world. Because let's face it, God is truth. And there's only one way to truth, and that's through God. Any other truth is not truth. God said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but by me. And if He is the truth, then how foolish are we to try to arrive at the truth by some other way? We got a lot of people who are fervently fighting for Halloween. We need to just as fervently, more so even, fight for the truth of God. Let's bow our heads.